morning, everybody. It is Friday, June 12th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome, everybody, to my knitting vlog. This week's episode is going to be another short one because I don't have a whole lot to talk about, and I'm very busy today. As you can see, there's more boxes back there, and there's going to be even more after today, we hope. All right. I'm going also in an hour to get my hair cut, so yeah, on a bit of a time schedule here today. All right, let's jump right in. Let's first talk about Yarn Stash Smash 2026. If you don't know, that is a year-long make-along that I am hosting along with Mandy from Diary of a Sweater Knitter. Sorry, Mandy. I thought I had it. Lost it. Diary of a Sweater Knitter. She's also known as Mandy Von Knits. So she and I are hosting this year-long make-along to encourage everybody to knit from their stash. And on both of our Ravelry pages, we have finished objects and chatter threads, and the drawings for prizes are once a quarter. All you have to do is enter pictures of your items that you've knit or crocheted out of stash. And they have to be finished items. That's about it. No huge rules or anything. The next drawing is coming up at the end of June, and yeah, that's kind of it. But we encourage everyone to come play along with us. In my case, I am doing it so I can clear out some of my stash, so I can buy new stash. But yes, just a fun little make-along. And I encourage you to go check out all the things that people have been entering. A lot of people knitting from stash. And it's a fun kind of community event. So come join us. All right, if you want the full list of rules, you can go to yarnstashsmash.com, or they're also available on both of our Ravelry pages, as I said. I am BobbleHeadKnits on Ravelry, and yeah. That's it for that. All right, finished objects. I have none, although I'm very close on one. So let's talk about whips, and I'll show you that one item. All right, as many of you know, is one of my 12 cast-ons back in January that I did with Ange from Yarn and Yarns. I cast on a rocket tee. Hang on. And I am actually almost done with it. I am currently on the bind off. Where I am on it. I am doing a I-cord bind off, and it's curling badly, which happens when you do I-cord bind offs, and I forgot. And if I had remembered, I probably would have just done a 1x1 rib or something like that, but oh well. I could rip it out, but it's fine. I'm fine with it curling. Where that stitch marker is right there was where I was the last time you saw it, which was last week. So I knit quite a bit on this this week. And I've tried it on. It fits great. Perfect length. After I'm done with the bottom, the hem, I'm going to go ahead and knit a little bit more to the sleeves. The pattern is by Tanis Lavallee. And I got it right, I'm pretty sure. But she has the sleeves just ending right where they are right now. Like you do the bind off, so maybe a little bit longer. I want a little longer sleeve, more about how these sleeves are on this t-shirt. So I will knit some more there. And what else? Oh, I still have to do the little edge around the collar, but I'm not going to do anything too fancy. I think it's another I-cord edge, which I'm okay with. It will be smaller than what I think the pattern calls for, because I don't want a super thick edge. On this one, I did do the I-cord with the 4 stitches, and it's fine. It's a little thicker than I usually like, but yeah. All right, the yarn that I am using on it is Blackbird Sycamore. The kind of white speckled is Moonstone, and then that blue, that turquoise blue is Glacier, and it's feeling really good. I did go down a size because I went from a size 5, I'm looking at my iPad, I went from a size 5 to a size 4, just because I'd lost a lot of weight, and I know this yarn is going to stretch a little because it is superwash and it's fingering weight, so I just figured it's going to stretch enough that I don't need to knit the larger size. So right now it's fitting perfectly, so I know it will grow, so even better. All right. Yes, by next week, I hope to have a finished rocket tee that I will be showing you and I will be modeling for you. We hope. Here is one problem. I am, as you know, getting ready to move in a couple weeks, and I don't really have anywhere to block this because I have boxes all over my house, but we'll see. I think what I'll probably do is block it on our bedroom, on our bed, just like do it one morning and leave it on the bed for the whole day, maybe turn it over once, and just, I'm pretty sure because of where I live, it's very dry climate, that it'll block out just fine in a day. So that's what I'm planning. We'll see. All right. What else? Nothing else about this. All right. Let's go and pack my bag there. All right, next up, I have been knitting on the, well, I'm in the middle of a row, of course. Actually, we'll just sit here and chat while I try to finish the middle of the row, while I try to get to the other end so I can show you the whole thing. I'll try to knit fast. All right, so this blanket is not the Cozy Comfort Throw by Homestead. I can't remember the name of it, but it's also not the Garter Squish by Stephen West. I took those two patterns and kind of mushed them together to give me the pattern that I am knitting, and it is just a big old throw. I had all these little minis for linen quill, Pearl Soho linen quill, and I wanted to use them up. And so I combined those with Cascade Heritage in the colorway Snow to do a DK weight garter stitch blanket. So it is coming along great. I'm not totally being random about it because I'm trying to combine the colors that look the best, like put them near each other. And it is one of these projects that I cast on a whim, and I might try to get it done before the end of summer so I can use it when the weather gets warmer, or I mean colder. Warmer, colder, I'm so confused. All right, what else? Oh, I have been having to order additional skeins of Cascade Heritage to make this because I only had like 2 skeins to start, so I've added a few more, and then I've just recently bought more of it because I realized that if I want the blanket size, you know, a long enough blanket, then I really am just going to have to knit all the yarn. And so, yeah, more yarn is coming in. So I've kind of scooted ahead to acquisitions. But I did get a good deal on some of it at Little Knits, which is a Washington-based company, and they usually buy up stock, I think, that is either discontinued or like, I don't quite know how they get their stock, but they have some really good deals, and I was able to get more skeins of Cascade Heritage at a very discounted price, so I have that coming in the next few weeks, I hope before I move, so it finds me. Almost there, so I'll just continue babbling. This blanket is, I'm happy to say, turning out much softer than the original yarn that I was using, the linen quill. The linen quill has a little prickly feeling to it by itself, and so combining it with the Cascade Heritage has softened it up a little bit, and so I'm not too worried about it being too uncomfortable. And I'm trying to make it long enough so that it will cover me and my husband. I mean, not together, but as far as length. So it's it's not super wide, but I want it to be long enough. My husband's over 6 feet tall, so, it doesn't have to totally cover him, but I want it that he could use it too. It'll be one of these things that will be just sitting in our living room, and if he needs to use it, it's long enough to reach him too, if that makes sense. All right, hang on, I'm almost there. I'm very close. I've been knitting on this. This is my work knitting. I do this when I have 2 hands free, and it's coming along fairly nicely, but I don't have time to knit a whole lot at work. It's just one of those things that when I'm not typing or totally engaged with work, I can do. All right, here, I finally got to the end of the row. So let me show you where I was last week. Hang on here. It's getting long enough or big enough now that I can't, it's mostly stretched out. You can see it's bunching there in a bit. Right there where that stitch marker is where I was last week. So I got a couple more rows and it's coming together. So right now, I don't know, what would you say? Maybe a little over a foot long. So yes, it's very relaxing knitting. I'm really just kind of doing it as I sit at my desk, but I am going to try to pick up the pace so that maybe it will get done by the end of summer. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you, the next whip, it is the only other whip that I've worked on this week. It is my out and about knitting, and I did go out and about just for a little bit, and I will take it with me today. So this is my vanilla sock, and I am knitting it with Puzzle Tray yarn, and I last week had, I don't even know if I'd done the heel yet, but the heel is done now, and I'm now just picking up the stitches to do the gusset, and we'll do the decreases, and yeah, it will be hopefully done the next time you see me. This is the first one, so that's what the first one looks like. The multicolor kind of sherbet one color there, not the sherbet, this color, which matches my shirt very nicely. That is Electric Sheep, and then the toes and the heels were done in, hang on, let me look it up. Sorry. I thought I had it down, but I don't, apparently. Hold on. I have it in here. See and Be Seen. I had that down and I forgot. Yes, so it's beautiful, beautiful yarn. And it matches the little bag it's in. I'll show you. It's in my fat squirrel bag with the gnomes. Look, so matchy, look. Crazy. Did not plan that at all. All right. Yeah, so that is my out and about knitting. This will go with me when I go get my hair cut here in a bit. And what else? I guess that's it. I didn't work on anything else. I have packed up most of my yarn, pretty much all of it. I still need to pack up I still have some project bags out that I need to pack up, and I'm going to do that this weekend because, yeah, we're getting down to the wire. So let's talk acquisitions, because I did make a few. As I said, I did buy some more of the Cascade Heritage. Let me show you. Well, this is the Cascade Heritage I'm using. It's, yeah, falling out. It's the colorway Snow. And Little Knits had it for like $3 less than what it normally runs for. I don't know if it's a discontinued yarn or what, but I was like, I'm just going to get some more to hopefully have enough to finish the blanket project. So I did get that, and it will be here in the next week or two. And I also went ahead and pre-ordered the Freckled Whimsy Advent for Christmas. So that was a planned one. The Cascade one was planned, but not necessarily right away. But I did, I saw that they had it had a sale going on, so I checked and they had the yarn, and I was like, yeah, well, I know I have to buy this yarn at some point to finish that blanket, so yeah. For those of you that didn't know, I am doing a low buy year, and the parameters I've set, which so far I've been able to follow, but who knows, you know how it goes. I am trying only to buy yarn if I'm traveling or if I needed to finish a project. So I did intentionally know that I was going to buy the Advent, because those, of course, you have to buy Advents, right? The other Advent that I have is on order is Kettlebums, and I'm kind of thinking a third Advent, but we'll see. I really don't need it, and I'm trying to use all my Advent yarns. So we'll see how I'm feeling when Blackbird Sycamore puts their Advent up, and how my banks look, or my checkbook's looking. All right, next up, let's see. All right, I think I've covered all the knitting things. As I said, I'm going to be moving, so I plan on checking in next week, regular episode, and then the week after is when the physical move is actually happening. So right now the plan is I'm going to record another episode probably later today, going over kind of an update of where I am on my 12 cast-ons that I did at the beginning of the year with Ange at Yarns, and give you an update on them. And I think that's what I'm going to use on the week that I move. I think that's the plan. But either way, I'm going to record that, and if I don't use it on that day, I will use it at some point. So yeah, I'm hopefully not going to miss any episodes. We'll see. And that's it for knitting news. So if you want to follow me, as I said, Ravelry, it is BobbleHeadKnits. And if you want to email me, it's BobbleHeadKnits@gmail.com. If you don't use Ravelry and you want to enter in the Yarn Stash Smash 2026 make-along, you can send me your finished objects through Gmail, or like photos of your finished projects that you knit with Stash through Gmail, and I will post them for you, so you can be entered. All right, if you're sticking around, thank you for staying. Let's talk a little life stuff. I did, as I said, the packing is in full force, but mostly at this stage, it's been like doing things like going through things that we never unpacked the last time we moved and deciding if we want to keep it or not, and just kind of weeding through some things. So that's going on. I really am like pushing to get that part of it done this weekend. So that's gonna be what I'm doing after I come back from getting my hair cut. Other things, we celebrated Father's Day with our daughter, my husband and my daughter yesterday, because she has to work on Sunday. So they went to a baseball game, and then we all went, or the three of us went out to dinner, and yeah, it was nice. And what else? Other life stuff. What did I do last week? I mean, really not a whole lot. It's just been moving and stuff like that. All right. We are getting the actual keys to the new condo on Monday, so I'm going to go over there after work on Monday and just start taking some measurements and figuring out where things are going, and maybe take a few things over, just stuff like that, Other things going on? Nothing really. All right, let's talk TV and books really quick. TV-wise, last weekend we watched the movie The Gentleman by Guy Ritchie. We did not, so we watched the series on Netflix with Theo James, who is my man crush, but we never seen the movie that series is based on. So it was on, I don't know, HBO Max or something, so we watched it. It was really good. If you've ever watched anything by Guy Ritchie, there's a certain style that he follows, and this was definitely, you know, in that style. So Matthew McConaughey was in it. Oh, who else? There were some big names. Hugh Grant was in it. I can't remember. The guy from Sons of Anarchy was in it. You know, it was very good though. And we also watched the movie The Substance with Demi Moore. That was a good movie, but a little too long. But very, yeah, it was good. Especially in this day and age. So yes, it was good. Book-wise, I finished 2 books this week. Amazing. The first book I finished was Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke, and that book was fabulous. I could not put that book down. It's about a woman she's a Christian influencer, and her whole stick is that she's like this farm wife in, I don't know, Idaho or something like that. And she does everything by hand, and you know, she's got this huge family and lives on this beautiful ranch and all this. Well, behind the scenes in reality, she has a lot of staff, and she's not, you know, what you see online is not the same thing, the same person. And one day she wakes up actually stuck in another time period. And so it's kind of this dual timeline story. It's very good. So I read that fairly quickly, like in a week. Loved it. Highly recommend. The other book I read even faster. I have a list on my library, like on my wish list. And when I finish a book, I'll just go on there and see what's available. So the next book that I grabbed was called Eastbound. It's a translation from the French. I'm not even going to try to read or to pronounce the author's name. I might try to put it at the bottom, but it's called Eastbound, so you can go look it up. It was translated from the French. It's basically the story of this Russian teenager who is conscripted to go into the army, and he's on the train with all his other comrades going to, I guess you would call it basic training in Siberia. And he realizes that he needs to run away. He cannot be in the army. So he ends up trying to escape the train, and he gets help from a passenger and some other people on the train. And it's a very short read, but very, very well done. So it came out a few years ago and got a lot of good press, and so that's why it was on my list. So, all right, that's it. Another quick one. All right, I will be back next week. Hang on, let me take a sip of water. I will be back next week, hopefully wearing my finished rocket tee, and show you what I'm working on and give you an update on the box situation. Until then, I hope you all have a great week and keep on knitting. Bye.